Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Learning by Saying. Okay, today we are very honored to have invite Dr. Hakim to do a book review on Happiness Advantage. Can we give Dr. Hakim a round of applause? Okay, Dr. Hakim. So I'll pass the session to you, and yes, you may start now.
Okay, hello guys. So today we're gonna do a book review. The book title is The Happiness Advantage, written by Shawn Achor. Can everybody see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. So why I choose this book is because this book is really is from a research from Shawn Achor is actually a professor at Harvard University. So he did, I think, a wonderful research regarding happiness. So that's why I'm sharing about this book. So I want to start this session with a story. Yeah, because Shawn really popularized this story. So what has happened to Shawn's life before he studied happiness? Okay, so the story begins like this. When Shawn was 7 years old, he was playing on top of a bunk bed with his sister Amy. So because Amy was the younger sister, she had to do everything that Shawn wanted her to do lah. And then Shawn wanted to play war. Okay, and then somehow without any help or push from her older brother at all, Amy disappeared off the top of the bunk bed and landed with crash on the floor. She has landed painfully on her hands and knees on all fours on the ground. So Shawn was nervous, afraid his parents will be angry towards him. So he did the only thing his 7-year-old brain could think to do. So he said to Amy, Amy, wait, don't cry. Did you see how you landed? No human lands on all fours like that. And he said, Amy, I think this means you are a unicorn. Well, at that time, you could see how Amy faced conflict as her little brain attempted to devote resources to feeling the pain and suffering and surprise he just experienced. And then contemplating his newfound identity as a unicorn. So instead of crying, waking their parents, a smile spread across her face and scrambled back up onto the bunk bed with all the grace of a baby unicorn with a broken leg. Okay, so because of this experience, Shawn had the passion to study happiness at Harvard. But when he said that he wanted to study happiness at Harvard, everyone kept asking him, why do you waste your time studying happiness at Harvard? What does a Harvard student possibly have to be unhappy about? This question is actually the key to understanding the science of happiness. Because what the question assumes is that our external world is predictive of our happiness level. But in reality, if someone knows everything about your external world, he or she can only predict only 10% of your long-term happiness. So 90% of your long-term happiness is predicted not by the external world, but by the way your brain processes the world. So based on Shawn research, only 25% of job successes are predicted by IQ. 75% of job successes are predicted by optimism level. Second, social support. And then third, the ability to see stress as a challenge instead of a threat. So it is not necessarily the reality that shapes us, but the lens through which your brain views the world that shapes your reality. And if we can change the lens, not only we can change your happiness, our happiness, sorry, we can change every single educational and business outcome at the same time. So current practice, we already bombarded with most of the information about not so positive information. Most of it is about murder, corruption, diseases, natural disasters. So we think that negative things are more in this cruel world. So this reminds me of the medical school syndrome. This one that I got when I in the medical school. So during my medical school training, as you read through a list of symptoms for certain diseases, suddenly you realize that you have all of them. So and then the other things that Shawn wrote in his book, he said that sometimes that we go to some wellness program, they will talk about violence, school violence, bullying, and then eating disorder, and then substance abuse, drug abuse, and then Sean said that this is not a wellness program, this is a sickness program. So you only outline the all negative things that can happen, but not talk about the positive. So we need to reverse the formula for happiness and success. When traveling to most of the schools, companies, and organizations, Sean found that most companies and schools follow typical formula for success, which is, if I work harder, I will be more successful. And if I'm more successful, then I'll be happier. And the problem is, it's scientifically broken and backwards. Every time your brain has a success, you just change the goalpost of what success looks like. You got good grades, now you have to get better grades. You got into a good school, and after you get into a better one, you got a good job, now you have to get a better job. You hit your sales target, then we are going to change it. And then we think we have to be successful, then we'll be happier. But the happiness advantage said that our brains work in a opposite order. So your brain at positive level is 31% more productive than your brain at negative, neutral, or stress level. So you are 37% better at sales. Doctors like me are 19% faster. In medical field, 19% is a very big number. More accurate at coming up with the correct diagnosis when positive instead of negative, neutral, or stress. So we can reverse the formula actually. If you can find a way of becoming positive in the present, then our brains work even more successfully as we are able to work harder, faster, and more intelligently. In our brain, there is chemical called dopamine, which floods into your system when you are positive. It has two functions. Not only does it makes you happier, it turns on all of the learning centers in your brain, allowing you to adapt to the world in a different way. So, for that, Shawn gave some, I think it's a pretty good things that you can do lah. Very simple things that you can do. This is called the 21 gratitude challenge lah. 21 day gratitude challenge. So Shawn found that there are ways that you can train your brain to be able to become more positive. In just 2 minutes span of time done 41 days in a row, we can actually rewire our brain, allowing your brain to actually work
8
more
minutes,
optimistically.
2 minutes left.
Okay. Allowing your brain to actually work more optimistic and more successfully. So he has done this thing to the company, to the school, and most of them are same results. So another thing that we can do is journaling. Journaling about one positive experience you have had over the past 24 hours, allow your brain to relive it. And then another one is exercise. Exercise teaches your brain that your behaviors matter. And then meditation. Shawn find that meditation allows your brain to get over the cultural ADHD that we have been creating by trying to do multiple tasks at once and allow our brains to focus on the task at hand. And then the last one is, wow, this is my favorite. The random acts of kindness are he suggests that we get people when they open up their inbox to write one positive email praising or thanking somebody in their support network. So every day you do this one. And then I think that's all for today. I open up to question because it's already 8 minutes. Okay?
Yep. Thank you, Dr. Hakim. Fantastic. Let's give Dr. Hakim a round of applause. All right. So now we open the session to the floor for questions to Dr. Hakim regarding this book that he reviewed, Happiness Advantage. So is there anyone who would like to ask a question to Dr. Hakim?
Okay, maybe I try first.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead,
Okay,
Zul.
people said that stress can motivate. So how do
Okay.
you handle that?
Okay. And for what I just said just now, how we view stress is more important than the stress itself. The external world is not really important actually. How we view the stress, it is that important. How we see the problem is the problem actually. So we need to see stress from a different angle, and we need to see stress as I think a life changing experience. That's it for me, and it has been written in this book actually. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next question, please.
Hi, Dr. Hakim, I do have a question. If you don't mind, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because at sometimes, right, when we are into a problem, like me or some other people or whoever it is, into a problem, right, or into a situation where this is the only way, or maybe I should not say only way, but this is a cultural way that I was being brought up, that I handle problem in such a manner. So, in order for me to look at it in a different perspective, right, sometimes it's very tough. I do not have enough knowledge or enough culture experiences to handle a problem in multifaceted ways. So in these scenarios, right, what would you advise, like for us who do not have, unable to look at it in different angle due to lack of the knowledge, just like a color that I've never seen before, I wouldn't know what's the color is going to be like. So maybe can you advise me on that?
Okay. It means that it's a new experience, is it? So for me, it is about principle of life actually. It's if you live your life with you want to live your life to learn everything that happens in your life, then you can see the problem as a new syllabus in your life, new things that life want to teach you, the universe want to teach you. So if you see the problem as something that you cannot go on and it's a big obstacles in front of you and you cannot escape from that, then you can be stressful about it. So that's my answer from me. Is there
Okay.
anyone that want to answer that
Maybe
question?
maybe can I further up a bit about these questions and just give a bit of insight, and then I'm not sure, but I would think that the continuous development of self maybe do plays a part. I think
Yeah.
so, that it
Yeah.
can also give you another perspective, because based on, if without going through any learning from self experience or learning from other people's experience or seminar and stuff, right, the likelihood of me falling into solving the same problem the same way again and again could be quite possible, and I might or might not be able to get a solution, because my culture, the way I brought up to handle problems is as such. So
Yeah.
I'm just asking, do you strongly feel that that we should go and look at different aspects, go and have different experience, go for seminars and stuff like that? Would that greatly help the way we look at problems or solving the problems?
For me, it depends on what do you want to do in life, what is your mission in life, and then with that all other thing for me is just secondary. If the problems are in is the obstacle from your mission, then the seminar is one of the way to get out from that obstacles, then I think the seminar can help. But if the seminar is another world from your mission, then I think what do you need to waste your time for that? I think that's for me lah. That's my answer lah.
I absolutely got you. Thank you, Hakim. Is there anyone who would like to ask another question to Mr. Dr. Hakim?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Wow,
Hi,
this tough. This is gonna
Yes,
be
Mr.
tough. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So first question is, did you design those slides? Those are very beautiful.
Yeah, I design myself.
Yeah, cool, cool, wonderful. Okay, so just to
Yes,
add
indeed.
to the answer for the previous question, Jonathan, I think I understand completely because we are not a fully version of ourselves. It's all about the domestication and the place that we brought up and everything. So I think what we need to do is we need to continuously remind ourselves the new stuff that we learn. So there's one of the things that I do every single day is I have a set of prayers. I call it as prayers. The things that I say to myself. So I don't start the day without saying that. So last week on I think since last week I'm trying a new thing. Like let's say from that prayer list, what is the first thing that I want to remember in the next morning? Then I say to myself in the night, and the early morning when I wake up, I say to that. For example, I say to myself, God has God has not given me the spirit of fear. God has given me the spirit of love, power, and the sound mind. So something like that. So if we continuously remind to ourselves, in some point in my life, I have to do the same prayers like more than 4 times per day. So
One
I
minute
said,
left.
okay. So that's one of the things that I want to share with you guys.
Great,
Thank you,
Aslan.
Aslam.
Thank you, Aslam.
How about Wing? Do you have any question for
Come
Dr.
on, Wang.
Hakim? Yeah, one more
I don't
minute.
know, I don't know what to ask actually.
Yeah.
First of all, yeah, as Aslam say, the slide is very beautiful. Where do you get the picture actually?
I just got it from internet lah.
Okay.
Just Google it.
Question wise, I don't know what to ask seriously.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, any more last question? If not, we'll wrap up the session. Any more last question? Let me just take a look at the Facebook. Or Zeng, you want to take a look at the Facebook? And I look at the
Yeah,
WhatsApp. Give me a second.
Facebook, there's nothing. No question on Facebook.
Let me just take a look at WhatsApp. Is there any question from the floor? Okay. So I guess that's it. And hold on. All right. Thank you so much for Dr. Hakim taking his precious time to address us on to do a book review with us and answering to our questions. And thank you so much. Let's give Dr. Hakim another round of applause. Thank you. Okay. See you guys for the next session. And for those who are watching this after the recording, do subscribe to our Facebook link. It's Learning by Saying. All right. Do like our page and see you on the next session. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Thank you.